Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and this is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and today we're going to get right into Taurus. It's the 7-day Taurus in Love Outlook, and welcome back. For some of you, I've missed you. I've been off for the last 4 months and just taking a break to recharge, and I'm so happy I'm back. So if you're one of my subscribers, thank you for remaining so. If you're new, thank you for checking it out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. It really helps me out to continue. And let's get right into it for my lovely Taurus. All right, we're going to take a look at what's the next 7 days hold in the area of love. Today is Tuesday, June 15th. But these readings are timeless, so that's why I call it my 7-day outlook. Anytime you come to the video, it may resonate with you. So, all right, Taurus. What do we see for Taurus? All right. Alright, let's get right into it, guys. Straight out the center. Woo, the Tower. Alright, Taurus. Move my trinket box back. 3 of Wands, waiting for a message. Empress above. And below we have the 2 of Discs. Big changes financially. 7 of Swords coming in, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, you'll be stronger coming out of this, of course. 7 of Wands, another 7, 5 of Wands. The Magician, and the Knight of Pentacles. So, nice reading. You're going through some changes, Taurus. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Wands. Alright, so I adjusted my camera, just so you can see the whole spread. Alright, guys, so big changes for you, Taurus. But you're going to be coming out of these changes stronger, more working towards your path. Certainly, it's interesting that this would be a love reading, and we have so much to do with your personal sort of journey here. But let's get right into it. At the bottom of the deck, we have a 10 of Wands. I'm really suggesting that a long period of sort of carrying certain burdens, carrying certain upsets, you know, just carrying things with you that have just been weighing heavy in your heart. It's kind of coming to an end. Enough is enough. You're going through that kind of the levee breaking point. You know, 10 of Wands is all about that last feather, you know, that you just can't take anymore. And you finally are willing to let it all go. You kind of realize that holding on to all of this and where you've been going to a certain degree has really been blinding you from your true path. And so it's time to let some things go, Taurus. Let's get right into the center read. We have Tower crossed by 3 of Wands. So there's been big changes recently for you, Taurus. I want to say that once again, it feels to you like everything that you've, in a lot of ways, I don't want to say everything, but a lot of the things that you've come to believe are coming crashing down, right? There's a big upheaval in sort of your outlook. For some of you, it could be even sort of upheaval in your friendships and in your relationships, right? The Tower is a kind of understanding moment where it's just everything changes. You just realize you don't believe in the things you believed in anymore. You just realize that what you have held on to as truth is not necessarily the absolute truth, and it really like represents the rocking of a foundation, right? The rocking of your foundation. So for some of you, this could be a total change in scenery, but more to the point, just a change in attitude that's really, I want to say, massive, right? A massive change. Also covered with 3 of Wands. So you've been really looking for omens and signs lately, Taurus, and also you've been kind of, I want to say you may have been waiting for a message to come through. And And because some of the messages that have been coming through, I want to say that you're beginning to pick up on them. Sometimes Three of Wands is like waiting for a sign or a message, but sometimes it's also waiting to kind of connect with your inner intuition, because oftentimes you have to be connected with your intuition to be able to see the signs and read the signs, right? Read the message that's coming in. Sometimes the message that's coming in for you is not so, tactile. Sometimes it's just interpretation. And so in any case, Three of Wands, you have definitely been keeping your eye open, I want to say, for something different, a glimmer of something different. And it's all kind of coalescing with this change you're having in heart, this change in outlook that you're having. Remember, this is just a 7-day read, okay? So it's not like a massive, read on the next year of your life or even the next month. It's just a 7-day. So this could be, it's not necessarily something that you're going to change your whole life about. This could just be an acute situation over the next 7 days where something has really shifted, right? It could even just be amongst your social group or your work group or your family group or your people that are close to you, but something has shifted, and part of it has to do with some of the messages that are coming in for you. Above you have Empress and below you have Two of Pentacles. So you're also, this next 7 days is going to be a period where you're really wanting to sort of invest in yourself. It's going to be self-care period. It's going to be invest in Taurus period. Empress has a lot to do with Taurus. Ruled by Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. And so we're talking about high levels of creativity, refinement here, beauty, love of life, love of creativity, but in a very sort of like, I want to say nurturing way, right? You nurture yourself. More than anything, the Empress is all about understanding your own sort of divineness, right? Your own divine creativity, and that it's time for you perhaps to pour more energy into that, to put more emphasis into that. Certainly with the Empress being on top and you going through a tarot moment, it could be that for some of you, you're waking up to the fact that you haven't been putting enough energy into yourself and into the things that make you happy per se, right? Mostly, I want to say like creative things, the creative endeavors that you are involved in, or even just the bettering of yourself, whether it be physically or emotionally, right? Underneath, in the bottom position, you have Two, or in the unconscious position, you have Two of Pentacles. So there's a lot of change going on financially right now for you, Taurus. A lot of change, a lot of flux. You may be going from a period of having money to not having money, or not having money to beginning to have money. Two of Pentacles just really represents that change. It doesn't mean you're receiving a lot or you're losing a lot. It just means that there is a lot of chaotic upheaval, right? Some of you may be changing jobs, you may be taking on new jobs. And it's interesting to me that the love readings recently, I started yesterday doing videos or readings again. Fire signs on Monday, earth signs on Tuesday. But it's interesting because everyone, really, the globe, right? Everyone has gone through sort of this major event, right? It's really difficult to do readings without taking into account this kind of societal event that's happened on a global scale, on a generational scale. And so money and the ability to make money and the grounding that we have with regard to our livelihood seeps through all readings, even the love readings, because it's everything that we've been going through is impacting our love lives and our love connections as well, right? And so, again, Taurus, for you this week, waiting for signs and having that upheaval in the back of your mind is also this big change that you're having financially, this big change that you're having maybe even in the way that you're living, whether you're moving. Some of you may be living between houses because of work. It's just a very chaotic feeling that you're having in the back of your mind that's kind of going to be with you over the next 7 days. Doesn't have to be chaotic per se, but it's going to be up and down. It's going to be in motion. All right. And for that, that's okay. The best thing in those situations with Two of Pentacles is really just to ride the wave, right? The juggler, you can see he's juggling. Just keep juggling and keeping those balls in the air. And if you remain with the self-care of the Empress, you're going to get through this period very well, which is why I said initially in the reading, Taurus, that you're going to come out stronger. I see ahead already that you're going to come out very strong. You're coming out of a period of Seven of Swords. So you felt a betrayal recently, right? You have felt there's been a betrayal somewhere along the line. There's been a feeling that somebody has duped you or tricked you. You feel there's something that's happened, right? And I want to say that this Tower moment has really been impacted by the Seven of Swords, because whatever it is, kind of like, it's not so much betrayal like in love, where we would see something like a Three of Swords, but we're talking more here of like being tricked, being duped, right? Feeling like you've been duped, feeling like, and for some of you, it'll be mentally, you'll feel like somebody's really got the best of you mentally, or they've got the best of you in a particular strategy. Maybe recently you've gotten into some kind of argument with somebody, you feel like, you know, shit, they really caught me, I wasn't ready. Whatever the case may be, it'll be with someone close, because Seven of Swords always, generally, not always, in tarot, it's always not a perfect craft, but Seven of Swords is generally someone who is close to you, because usually people who are close to you, or people who you allow in, right, you allow close to you, are the ones who are able to trick you and dupe you. They're the ones who are the thieves in the night, because you allow them in at night. You know what I'm saying? And so you're coming out of this. This is probably something that would have happened in the last 7 to 10 days, because this is a 7-day read. And so, and I think that has a lot to do with your Tower moment that you're having this week, the upheaval and the change that you're having this week. But it's major, and I want to say it's major in as much as when you have a Tower moment at the center of your reading, you can be for sure that to a certain degree, although this is a 7-day read, there are balls being put into motion, right? There's things that may happen for some of you Tauruses over this next 7-day period that will reverberate over the next several months, okay? And because it's a Tower moment, because Tower moments generally are difficult moments, but their blessings come in the after moments. You come out of this the next 7 days, you're looking forward, coming into it on the back of this kind of, I want to say, betrayal in a way, but trickery, right? We have Queen of Wands, and so you're coming into a period of strength, Taurus. You are coming into a period of learning. The Queen of Wands goes through the fire. She's the one who goes through the crucible. She's the one who invariably she's the teacher. She's the one that people will come to because she's been there, she's done that. Right? She's been through very, very difficult situations, right? She's the Queen of Fire. You can only be the Queen of Fire if you've been put through the fire multiple times, you know? And just like any kind of clay or any kind of, anything that is sort of burned in a kiln, right? In a kiln, anything that you sort of, finish off in a kiln, sometimes you put it back in the fire. You put it back in the fire and it gets a better patina, and it gets a better, the gloss is stronger and deeper, if you know what I'm talking about. Some of you artists out there know exactly what I'm talking about. And that is something, that is a way that you can really think about the Queen of Wands. She is one who's gone into fire over and over again. She's gone through, I want to say, when I say the fire, things like having her ego hurt, things like having her dreams stopped, things like having her own fire sort of gushed out, stomped out, and her having to sort of fight through all of that and reignite herself, right? And so she is the teacher, she is the wise one, and she is always much stronger, much more confident, right? I love the Queen of Wands, and you're getting some of that this week, because you're going to come out of this week with that stronger knowledge. You're going to come out of this week with this Tower, after the Seven of Swords, and you will have learned something very, very specific about yourself, Taurus. And I'm not specific in my readings because we talk about energies here. This will be different for any Taurus that this reading resonates with, right? Some of you, you're going to know when I tell you these words, you're going to know already what I mean and what area of your love life I'm talking about, because again, this is a love reading. Even though we have no cup cards here, you will know how this impacts your personal love situation, right? Again, how do you meet the week? Well, I love this because Seven of Swords, you're coming on the back of that, but you're going into this week with a Seven of Wands, and you're greeted with a Five of Wands. So you're coming into this week with a position of strength, and you're saying, well, listen, I don't care. And this is kind of, before I get to this is kind of what the Queen of Wands is about. This is how she comes out of the fire, because she uses some of the Seven of Wands energy, which is standing your ground. You can see the character there. He's standing. He's fighting off the attacks from all sides. Everyone is coming at his psyche. Everyone is coming at his little piece of earth. And when I say him, it's because it's a male on the card. Of course, it's not male, female. It doesn't matter what you are, what gender you are. We're just talking about energies here, but this is this kind of masculine energy of standing your ground. You know, this is my piece of my little part of the world, and you're not going to take it with me. And one of the ways the Seven of Wands does sort of battle. It's the card for valor. Seven of Wands is card for valor. This valor comes from being extremely creative. This valor comes from being very intelligent, very creative, and also having gone through Queen of Wands energy before. So you know certain lessons, and you're employing them here with that Seven of Wands, Taurus. What's coming back at you? Well, what's coming back at you is the Five of Wands. A lot of bickering, a lot of jealousy, bickering, childish bickering, useful bickering. Five of Wands is everybody wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants a piece of your energy to a certain degree, because this is what's coming back at you. Could be, Taurus, that people are bickering around you for your attention. It could be that you're having a bit of a backlash to your standing up for yourself, to your tower moment, to your putting more nurturing into yourself. So you're standing up for yourself, and what comes at you? Bickering and a little bit of chaos from others, a little bit of fighting, a little bit of, I want to say, competitiveness. This is one of the cards, highest cards for competitiveness, but it's a childish competitiveness. Remember, 5 being the number for strife and for power struggle, right? 5 is the number for various power struggles in the tarot. So Five of Wands, we have a real power struggle going on. But you stand your ground. And what most fears you right now is that you won't be able to call upon your abilities the way you'd like. But don't fear, Taurus, because you will. The Magician is interesting. The Magician is in your position of what you fear the most, but your outcome is Knight of Pentacles and the End. And so a lot of you, Taurus, going through kind of a lot of this attack. I want to say not spiritual, but an attack on your psyche. Not psychic either, which is different. An attack on your psyche, an attack on the way that you see yourself, the way that you hold your self-esteem and all of that. Going through this upheaval financially right here. You have the Seven of Wands. You're already coming off of a betrayal. This is a tough week for you. And still, the thing you fear most, of course, is Magician energy. You fear, Magician is in that position of fear for you, Taurus, because you just have a little bit of doubt. You may have some doubt that you're not able to call upon all of the good talent and capabilities that you have, that you somehow will not make it through this in some kind of way, right? It's just a fear, but as is with all things in the tarot, there's always another side to that meaning, which is that it's exactly in those moments, he doesn't always, his experiments don't always work. His you know what I mean? The Magician, what he's trying to accomplish doesn't always work, right? But for the most part, he keeps going at it, he keeps trying, and that's what makes him the Magician, because he's unwilling to quit. And so although part of you may fear or have doubts or insecurities, that you have the capability, the flip side of that is that you also will just keep trying and just keep trying because of what you are capable of doing. And it's kind of like a feedback process. Knight of Pentacles is how you round off your week, Taurus, and that's beautiful because you are firmly committed back to your path, and the path that brings you what makes you happiest, which is your creativity, your work, whatever it is that you produce in this world. Pentacles being the world, the realm of the material, but also the path of creativity in the sense of bringing things to life in this world, making things happen, making, making them actually sort of manifest, right? It's the world of manifesting. And so you're back on your path to manifesting what you truly desire after, I think, an upset this week. Now, again, this is a love reading. And so it can be that for some of you, you've been sort of wrapped up in a particular relationship or relationships that have kept you from this path. Perhaps have kept you from being the empress to yourself. And to a certain degree, you've been carrying some burdens. And this is kind of, if you're resonating with this reading, this is kind of how it will all unfold for you this week. Now, I'm going to pull an animal spirit card for you. And I'm going to pull an animal spirit card for the opposing forces in your love life this week, whether that spirit card may represent an individual in your life or forces in your love life, whatever they may be. Okay? And I think after that I'll call it a reading. It's pretty good for a 7-day. I don't want these readings to be too long since they're only the 7-day. Tuesdays is Earth Day, so Tuesdays I'll be uploading all my Earth sign videos. We'll see what I get up to on the weekends. Just want to have Mondays is fire signs, Tuesday Earth signs, Wednesday air signs, and Thursday water signs. All right, show me what's going on for Taurus. Oof. Show me what's going on for Taurus this next 7 days. Tough 7 days for Taurus. Show me. All right, we have the golden egg, and we have the snake. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. All right, well, the golden egg is an animal spirit that's associated with ether. And then we have the snake, which is associated with earth. Let me go for the snake first. The snake is all about that regeneration, right? The snake in the animal spirit embodies the need to sort of regenerate yourself, tap into yourself, and return to the beginning to get back to get to an end. So you're always, an end is always a beginning, and a beginning is always an end to something, right? And so the snake reminds you of that kind of give and take, reminds you of the essence of that. And in that, this is where true creativity comes, because it is in the change, it is in the motion, it is in the tilling of the earth, the growing, and then the dying of it for it to happen again. And again, for some of you, there will be a total upheaval with this tower moment, a total kind of a change, a total reshifting of everything. It's and death hasn't shown up because it's not necessarily like you're losing this relationship or whatever is impacting your love life. But what's happening is that there's an upheaval, and everything is being shaken up for it to sort of really have a refreshing regeneration. And what it mostly because I think there's been a staleness that has come in that's really impacted Taurus, your creative output. All right, your creative output has been severely neglected for those of you resonating with this reading. And so in order for you to get back to where you want to be, this regeneration must happen, because a Taurus must be able to creatively express themselves for them to be happy in any area of their life. Now, the golden egg. The golden egg, as I said, is associated with the ether, and it is associated with the heart chakra, which is the 4th chakra. And it is also associated with quiet, warmth, nurturing. The golden egg reminds us that in order for us to be in touch with our heart chakra, sometimes we have to pull away from the noise of the world, the chaos of the world. We have to pull away from the activity and the busyness and come to a quiet space where we can truly tap into that energy, into that heart chakra. Why is that? Because out in the world where it's busy and there's a lot of emotional exchange, the heart is pulled and rended. The heart is triggered. The heart is tested. And sometimes in order to strengthen your heart, you have to pull back from that. You pull back from that, and so that you're able to once again listen to the beat of your own heart, true as it is on its own, without its beat or without its energy being impacted by the world around. And so in that way, you imagine your heart as a golden egg, and as the warmth and the quiet begins to rejuvenate the heart, your heart chakra begins to be rejuvenated. This is a process that happens as well for self-love, right? This is all about self-love and coming back to a place of strength with love. Again, with this Tower moment and some of these emotional, right? I would say Seven of Swords, Ten of Wands, and this wand activity down here, Tower moment, there's been a lot of emotional pulling on your heart, a lot of feelings. A lot of feelings. Pull back from it all, and remember to, you know, that sometimes that golden egg energy, that golden egg exercise that we talk about, is all about sort of coming back to tap into the strength of your own heart, and also the love of your own heart, to rejuvenate yourself when you feel as though you've been kind of spent in all areas. Again, the Empress is coming in to remind you it's time for some self-care. All right, my lovely Taurus, thank you so much for watching this video. This is the 7-day love outlook for Taurus, starting today, June 15th, Tuesday. It is a timeless message. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. But for right now, Taurus, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.